Definitely should have
It's
heard
better
that happening
than
out
the
there. Is the
last
next
one
one
where
dead
you
when
can
Jason
barely
shoves a
see.
party horn into her eye? It makes a fun noise. So that's great, but again, it cuts away immediately. Luckily, we see it again later, but it's still a shame how much the MPAA restricted this film. David, the stoner guy, gets hungry after having sex with Rob.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Welcome back to the Kandace Reacts channel. Alright, everybody. I guess I will be doing a second video today because I am bored. Very bored. Y'all got me going on this Friday the 13th stuff. So next video up, Friday the 13th part, I don't know what that is. New Blood, 1988 kill count. Let's get into this video. By Dead Meat.
Welcome to the Kill Count, where we tally up the victims in all our favorite horror movies.
Part 4?
I'm James A. Janice, and today we're looking at Friday the 13th, Part 7, The New Blood. Released
Part
in
7.
1988,
The New
also
Blood.
referred to as Jason vs. Carrie. After Part 6 introduced a few sci-fi elements into the series and turned Jason from a simple-minded would-be drowning victim into an unstoppable
1988. Well, let's hope 1988 better than 1982.
Jason now looks more beast than man, all twisted and evil, and the main chick he's up against can use her mind to throw things around and straight up start fires. Also, have noticed that this is the first film featuring Kane Hodder as Jason. Kane's an amazing stuntman whose name has become synonymous with Jason Voorhees after playing the role in 4 of the films. His physicality and willingness to have the crap beaten out of him definitely adds another level to The New Blood. Other than that, though, this movie's your usual Crystal Lake affair. The group of teenage victims is entirely forgettable and stereotypical, and while it has a fair amount of nudity, the MPAA toned down its gore so much that it's one of the least bloody films in the series. Plenty of people still die in it, though, so let's get to the kills. First death comes after a recap narrated by Crazy Ralph and another bare-bones opening credit sequence, this time with worse music. After witnessing some boilerplate domestic abuse,
please don't drink anymore.
Don't tell me what to do.
Tina kills her dad with her mind by collapsing the dock he's standing on, sending him to the bottom of Crystal Lake, infringing on Jason's favorite hang spot. That lake just isn't big enough for 2 rotting corpses, Tina. You should have been more considerate. 10 years later, Tina is heading back to the scene of the accident with her mother and therapist, Dr. Cruz.
Bad news, Cruz.
He's trying to help her with some mental issues she has involving telekinesis, and, you know, probably because she killed her dad.
Mama, I miss him so much.
Should have thought of that before you killed him, Tina. In the unreasonable house next door, there's a group of attractive teens just ready to get nice and murdered. The main guy is Nick, a wholesome hot guy, and he's getting eyed by Melissa, a bitchy hot rich chick. There's also a stoner, a sci-fi geek, representations for both sides of the Madonna horror complex, and a token black couple. They're all there to throw a surprise party for Nick's cousin Michael. Unfortunately for them, Michael's car messes up on the way to the lake, and despite being a wealth of wisdom,
Jane, woods is woods.
he's not long for this world. See, earlier Tina got all emo and went out to the lake to cry. She tried using her ambiguous mental powers to bring her dad back to life, but instead just resurrected Jason. So now Jason's out in the woods and he creeps up on Michael's Lady Jane about 20 minutes into the film. He kills her with a tent spike through the back of her head, but all we get to see is a close-up on her face looking like she's falling asleep. Oh,
How does he even come back? He's like decomposed.
Then runs through the woods in vain until Jason throws the same tent spike into his back like he's playing darts at the bar. Michael tries to crawl away, but Jason stalks after him to get his tent spike back. Never know how windy it'll get when you're camping in the woods. Back at the cabin, Tina learns what stereotype means when she goes next door to meet all the teens. Despite Melissa's upstanding bitchiness, Tina does an alright job fitting in, until she starts having mental images of Jason killing Michael in the kitchen. Meanwhile, Jason kills some actual people in the real world when he comes across 2 campers. Dan, the dude, goes to fetch some firewood and gets a fist through his back and his neck straight up snapped. I love the shot of Jason pulling his fist out of Dan's back. Even better, now Jason has a machete to play around with. Thanks, Dan. Dan's such a good guy. Jason heads back to the tent and rips his way through to grab Dan's girlfriend, Judy. He drags her out of the tent, wrapped up snug as a bug in her sleeping bag, then kills her with one gruesome smack against a tree. This is a fan favorite kill that will get echoed in both Jason X and the 2013 remake. And Kane Hodder has also said it's his favorite.
Y'all know she went in
Tina
that
gets
bag,
closer to Nick and more angry at Dr. Cruz, and the teens continue to be teens with all the drinking and the drugs.
Columbian Express is pulling out. All aboard. Ding ding.
They stereotype it up well into the night when Russell and Sandra head out for some skinny dipping. Before anyone can tell Russell how stupid that outfit looks, Jason kills him by golf swinging an axe
come on,
right into
man.
his face. It cuts away right as it happens, so we only get some gore when Sandra sees his body from the water. Bummer, that could have been a real nice death. Sandra is understandably freaked
She's
out
still in
and
the
gets
water.
even more scared when Jason seemingly teleports underwater to come up behind her, grabbing her and pulling her down to his hang zone. I mean, once you invite one guy down there, might as well invite everyone, right? Especially naked chicks. Tina's mom finds out the doctor is recording and exploiting Tina and her powers, while the doctor finds Michael's body. But then during their confrontation, he doesn't even bring that interesting fact up to her. Instead, he drives Tina away when
Y'all
he
know them
overhears
some
him say
80s
he's gonna
hairdo-
commit her. Tina goes for a
hairstyles,
midnight
like,
drive, but after seeing some
that's
crazy
so 80s.
hallucinations of Jason killing her mom, drives off the road and crashes her car. Looks pretty serious,
talking about
but
the
she's not too
telekinesis, she got
concussed to get out and run blindly
hallucinations.
through the woods. Back at Teen City, Teen
all
City,
messed up,
Maddie
ain't it?
tries to do a classic nerdy girl makeover so she can get Stoner Guy's dick instead of Robin, that whore. But then she can't see without her glasses, so she gets lost wandering out into the woods. Jason offers her directions, but she runs away from him and into a nearby barn. He stalks her down, busting through some wood to grab her from behind and swing a hook into her stomach. It's a totally off-screen murder, so there's nothing for me to show right here,
Good.
except maybe her body that gets shown
Really?
later with a totally out-of-place throat slit instead of a gut wound. Ben and Kate, the little-seen black couple, are resolving their vague relationship conflict with some make-up sex in a van, until Jason shows up and plays contraceptive by crushing Ben's head. 100% success rate, folks. I just love the way he grabs his head here. But it is another kill that would have benefited from the original gory idea that apparently involved a fake head full of cream cheese.
That one.
Kate, who definitely should have
It's
heard that
better
happening
than
out
the
there, is the
last
next one
one
dead
where you
when
can
Jason
barely
shoves a
see.
party horn into her eye. It makes a fun noise. So that's great, but again, it cuts away immediately. Luckily, we see it again later, but it's still a shame how much the MPAA restricted this film. David, the stoner guy, gets hungry after having sex with Robin and heads to the refrigerator, but before he can make that ham sandwich, Jason stabs him in the gut with a butcher
Why?
knife. Sucks he didn't get to fulfill his munchies, but at least he had high sex, right? I mean, there
Why?
are worse last things to do. Eddie, the sci-fi writer dude, strikes out with Melissa and covers it real smooth.
I got a date with the soap on a rope.
But his dingy tighty whities can't protect him when Jason sticks him in the neck with his machete. Yet another kill that cuts
So do
away
you just like the
instantly.
neck,
This one
like
really
the
amuses
neck
me though,
again?
because in slow motion, it's clear the actor is raising his head to make his neck a clean target. Just trust Kane, dude. He'll put the machete where it needs to go. Robin, wondering where that ham sandwich is, puts on some clothes and wanders around upstairs before finding David's head, which I guess Jason propped up and put on display for her. Then he busts into the room and choke slams her out of the window, causing her to slow motion fall to her death. It's not quite as awesome as when he did it in the final chapter with that Doublemint twin, mostly because there's no exploding car for Robin to land on. But it gets the job done all the same. Throughout all this, Tina and Nick have been on their own.
It's
little
not that
adventure,
high up, you
learning
wouldn't
about
die.
Jason and being best friends, while Tina's mom and Dr. Cruz are
Break
looking
some,
for Tina in
probably
the
won't
woods.
die.
Jason finds them because I guess he likes going back and forth a lot and chases them down. Dr. Cruz gets the first kill assist in the series when he holds Tina's mom still for
Oh,
Jason
come
to stab her
on.
through the back with a spear. Real nice guy. Just the spitting image of chivalry.
Armor,
Hope you didn't
man.
get too much of that woman's blood on your
Armor.
face. Back at the party cabin,
Who's
Nick
about
finds
to
Eddie's body,
receive.
dead, and Melissa, alive, after Tina runs back into the woods and finds Dr. Cruz. Holy crap, there's a lot of running in the woods in this one. I can barely keep it straight. She leaves him to go look for her mom, and Jason hunts him down with a weed whacker, knocking him down and putting an end to Bad News
Karma.
Cruz once and for all. Fun fact, this is the only time in the series that Jason uses a motorized weapon. For such a big dude, he's got a real small carbon footprint. Tina finds her mom's body in the woods and then a bunch of other bodies in more of the woods before finally coming face to face with Jason. She uses her psychic powers to square off against him, and it finally makes the movie interesting since we've never really seen Jason against someone who's truly a match for him. And she really is a match for him. That's one of the best things about this installment is just how much crap they do to Jason. You'll see what I mean in a second. Tina meets back up with Nick and Melissa, and because you just can't keep a good Voorhees down, Jason comes back and kills Melissa with an axe to the
Another
head
axe.
before chucking her body
That is
across the
gross.
room. He throws her like a fucking
I know,
rag
like-
doll, and the stunt person for that just did
For real.
amazing. The last 10 minutes are mostly
Shout
Tina
out to
beating
the stunt
crap out of
doubles. They had
Jason
to get
with her
somebody.
mom.
They couldn't
This
use
is
the
what
real
I was talking
actors.
about before. Everything is on the table with Kane
They
Hodder.
couldn't even act.
Home
act
Alone
it
traps,
if they wanted
crushing
to.
roofs, some pretty sick head oozing, flinging a bunch of nails into his body and face, electrocuting him,
He's already dead.
telekinetically headbutting him with David's decapitated head, even hanging him from the ceiling and dropping him into the basement.
She wasn't
It's
playing
fun
with
to
him.
watch, mostly because of how
Ugh.
gross they
Ugh.
are. The highlight of it all is when Tina lights Jason on fire in a 40-second stunt that set a record for longest uncontrolled burn. Kane Hodder kept working through the stunt even when something went wrong with it that resulted in burn scars on his neck and chest. That, my friends, is the Kane Hodder
I would
difference.
not risk
Then
that for
Tina's
that
house
movie.
explodes,
I
as
wouldn't.
houses are wont to do, and you think it's all good until Jason shows up out of nowhere again, looking even more gnarly and just totally over with getting shot like that, Nick. Take a nap in that boat. Jason turns his attention back to Tina, but before he can kill her, she uses her mental powers to summon her dad from his watery grave, to grab Jason in a bear hug and pull him underwater? What?
She got her dad back?
This guy, who looks like a pirate movie extra? This
Now,
might
why
be
he's not
the
decomposed?
stupidest scene in Friday the 13th history. At least until these paramedics fucking carry this stretcher instead of using its wheels. With that rescue and a heartbreaking shot of Jason's mask broken in half, we are done with Friday the 13th Part 7, The New Blood. Let's do the numbers. 16 people die in The New Blood, Tina's dad and Jason's 15 victims, and the gender distribution was split equally with 8 guys and 8 girls. At 85 minutes long, that comes out to a kill about every 5 minutes. I'll give the golden chainsaw to the funnest death, Kate's party horn for the outro.
No.
Like I said, it cut away from it pretty fast, but seeing her later for an extended close-up almost makes up for that. Lamest kill has to be Maddie. At least with the other deaths, you can go frame by frame and see some sort of contact. Maddie's murder happens entirely off-screen, and that's just no fun in a cheap slasher flick. And that's it! Friday the 13th Part 7, The New Blood, was released in 1988 and began the Kane Hodder era of Friday films. Next up will be one of the weirdest Friday the 13th, Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan, the film that was finally bad enough to put the series to rest for a short period of time. Can't wait to get to it. Until
This man has a very nice name, James A. Janice. James A. Janice. What is wrong with you, man? Why do you like stuff like this? It's horrible. It's terrible. Alright, you guys, so that was Friday the 13th Part 7, The New Blood 1988 Kill Count. That one wasn't as gruesome as the last one. But that one, when she got the everything, whatever, stuck in her eye, no, they got me right there. That was just gross. That was gross. You guys, this is probably gonna be the last, this is probably gonna be the last Friday the 13th video. I don't know, I might do one more another day. But I'm gonna get back to the wrestling videos tomorrow. So comment down below what wrestling video you guys want me to absolutely watch. Yeah. So, don't forget to push that like button, subscribe, most importantly, push the bell notification button for the next video to know when it's going to drop. I know you guys are going to be surprised about this one. This has been another Mission Completion, and I'm out of here.